Good morning everyone, welcome back to the forge. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of fire welding for a fire poker. Just getting the fire nice and preheated, really nice and hot, almost like preheating an oven. I'm going to be welding this twisted handle onto this square bar, which will eventually be a fire poker. So I'll start preheating that by just popping that on the side. This still needs the scarf forging onto it, so I'll do that now. Which side I'm just going to put it on? Just going on that side. So in it goes. I'm not sure how well the audio is going to get picked up. It's the first time trying the talk while doing something. I used to put audio over the top at the end of the video when I'm sat at home with a cup of tea. I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear this very well from the extraction, the noise sound of the fire. Me sniffling at the end of a little bit of cold, backed up by hay fever. Excuse me for that. So fire welding is essentially getting two bits of metal up to the point where they are molten, the surface is starting to show literal molten metal running around. Then very, very quickly popping them together on the fire and hitting them to get them to stick. Preparing the metal to be welded in this way, forging those weird little shapes on the end called scarves. It helps hide the weld completely. If you leave those ends of the scarves, the little bit I'm going to squish down the toe, if you leave that too thick, that's not going to fuse, that's going to sort of punch in and shear through the adjoining bar. Which your cold shut, which is obviously a weak point, it also doesn't look very nice. That's probably ready to get the scarf knocked on it. Just double-fire it out a little bit. Right, so a little fire brush. And we'll get the scarf on. So I usually squidge the edges down first. And then set down 6mm or so on the anvil. On you get, come on. Little set down. Put the toe on by coming in at an angle. Just a little bit chunky there. Just squidge that down the back of the hammer. Just a little shape there, come on. There we are. That'll do it. So these two go together, let's see if they fit. And they do fit well enough. Right then, welding time. So that's going to be in my right hand, that's going to be in my left. So we'll start getting them up to heat. So I need to try and balance these in the fire, make sure they are the same heat at the same time. Brush off rubbish we get. I'm burning anthracite this morning, which is sort of cross between coal and coke. So it's still got a little bit of dirtiness of coal, but it's quite dense like coke is. And these are quite small bits of anthracite, so you'll see it getting blown out the fire. I've got some nice big bits, but as it breaks down, you'll see them starting to get ejected from the fire, which is kind of annoying because that's the heat source and it's getting blown out the fire where I need it to be. So let's have a little look, dig a little sunroof in the fire, have a look. You can actually sometimes see these starting to have a little bit of sort of surface tension with the liquid metal on the top as you touch them together. Not quite there yet, so I'll give it a little bit more oxygen. Not too much oxygen. If there's too much, that's going to burn them and they'll just become crumbly, destroyed bits of metal, completely useless. They won't really stick again if you burn them. Touching those together, they're starting to feel a bit sticky in the fire. Just trying not to burn the twists. We're good. Nearly there, yeah, I can see that liquid starting to form there now. They're quite clean. Give the fire a little clean before doing this weld. So I think we're about ready to go. So let's go. And we're out. Pop it on the anvil, scarf facing up, pop this one on top, get them lined, tippy taps, get it to stick, and it's stuck. Marvellous. Brush the crap off there. Stuck, doesn't look particularly nice because it's not finished. So, I don't want this to deform, and I really don't want it to burn, so I'm going to be cooling that off completely. What's that sound? I'm starting to get worried about the weld at the top of those then. Firewelds don't particularly like being quenched. Too much material contracting at too fast a rate. What tends to happen is it will crack, pop. But we're okay. That wasn't me quenching the weld I've just done, that was me quenching the twists. I don't want them to burn, it's quite a small bit of material. But there is a fire weld at the far end of this corner of the cup twist, which will be fire welded a bit more and then split into two little scrolls, which will then accommodate the bottom of a couple of letters for initials which are going on the top of these pokers. So another fire welding heat. Being careful not to melt it in half, because that can and will happen if you're not careful. But you can see we're starting to get all these little bits ejecting. As the anthracite breaks down, it gets smaller and smaller, as you'd imagine. Trying to let down a bit into the hot coals. Get a bit more fresh bank around the back. So I don't know if the live stream would be interesting to people, or whether me chatting nonsense would just be insufferable. If I do end up uploading this, let me know in the comments. This will probably get put up as real on Instagram, I imagine. Although, it may be a bit long. So I might just go on YouTube. My long neglected YouTube channel. Waiting for that heat to be just right. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be perfect. Starting to look a bit wet on the sides. Don't want to burn that, so I'm keeping a close eye on that actually. Very close eye. Right, it's starting to look somewhere near a welding heat, so we'll have it. And we're on. Get that other scarf knocked in, get the corners tapped, get the sides tapped. Have a look, because as soon as you've lost that welding heat, it's pointless continuing to hit it. You're just forging then. And every time we weld, we're losing mass. So by forging, you're reducing that mass, you're just drawing it out again, which is your insurance really. And you gotta use it while it's there. I've still got a fair bit of extra chunk. I can get another welding heat, and I do need another welding heat. You can still see the line where the scarf is. I'll quench this twist again. By standing talking about it, I'm making this very inefficient. I'm letting it cool down quite a lot. But never mind. Thought people would be interested to see how this stuff gets put together.